Hello everyone, here we are again. I just thought I'd show you some more views underneath the ocean bed near Hawaii because I found some interesting stuff. I have a list of things to show you. We'll see if we can get through them in 10 minutes. If not, I'll make another video. So the first one I want to show you is a building that I found. I thought it was quite unique. And maybe, I don't know if you can see it now, but it's right, just zoom in a bit. See, it looks like they made it circular. Maybe it was windy at the time. And I don't know if this is dented. Like, I tend to think these are made of glass, but that looks dented to me, so it may not be glass. But nevertheless, it's a strange looking building. And at one time, it was actually on the surface. So I have these other list of things I wanted to show you, and I just put them on here. This is, as I mentioned previously before, these were what I call travel tunnels. The travel tunnels demonstrate that there was a city at one point. See, there was a massive city at one point here, and these were the travel tunnels that people took to go back and forth between that. There was another one here, and then they're all over the place, some here and some here. You can see here's a building that once was, it's buried now. You can see it's got some possibly some tinted floors. You can see it's square here, but it's tough to make it out. And if you turn it around, you just see nothing. It looks like an ordinary building. But on this side, you can see it's not. There's definitely something was there. Definitely something was buried, and we can't see it now. So I thought that was significant to show you because it demonstrates that there are ruins that are completely buried that are still there. And they may be broken, but we can definitely see them. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at another example of some buildings. You can see how far these travel tunnels came out, kilometers long. And later on, we're going to take a look at when I think the earthquake started. But you can see it. The land was torqued and things shattered again. So I wanted to show you another building here. You can't see it, but when you get up to here, see all the squares here? This is made by humans, and it's half buried here. So again, it's another place where the ground is completely encased the building. And I want to show you a significant find, in my opinion. I'm going to give you my explanation of what I think happened here. And I could be totally wrong, but I just think that it's very, very strange. Okay, we're looking at long ago travel tunnels that are here. The city is no longer there, except there's some spirals there. They're interesting because they kind of twist. It almost makes me feel that they were just for show beside a building. But here's the interesting part I wanted to show you. This object here, I believe, is not a road vehicle because these travel tunnels were above the buildings and so on. So this couldn't have gotten through all of this. This, I believe, is an air vehicle. And not just that, it's a tourist air vehicle. See, everyone has a window seat. And it's rather fascinating. So you might ask yourself, well, what's that doing here? If it is indeed an air vehicle, what's it doing in the middle of a travel tunnel? Well, my perception is that this is a clue that told us that the earthquake began during the day. It began during the day when people would work, and when this thing was flying around showing people the landscape. Of course, the crystals were used to power this. And they say everyone had a window seat. This must have been radioed to come to this specific point because someone was leaving the city to escape the tremors, the earthquakes. It was a desperate mission and a desperate time. So this happened to be the closest one, I believe. And this person, whoever it was, must have been significant. And they came to meet them here, and it didn't work. Something happened. I can only imagine, I can only guess that perhaps many people wanted to get on this at the same time and they couldn't leave. So then we ask ourselves, what's this big lump over here? It's difficult to make out, but this in my opinion is another air vehicle. You see it kind of goes down this way? This is how desperate this was. This ship failed to take this important person away, and so they sent another one. That's how important this person was. And this is significant because, as I said, the earthquakes began in the middle of the day when people were at work. And if Edgar Cayce's correct when he said that this lasted about a day and a half, then you have to ask yourself, how strong were these earthquakes? Well, strong enough to cause this ship, this air vehicle, to arrive here, to arrive at a spot that doesn't make any sense at all. Nobody would be taking a tourist air vehicle from these tunnels. They would be meeting somewhere else. So that's something I thought was very significant. And I do believe that the person was not picked up and it failed because two of them came. Nevertheless, for me it's significant because it shows that the earthquakes began in the middle of the day. And if Edgar Cayce is correct, they lasted only a day and a half, but that wasn't enough to sink everything. I want to show you something. This looks like scratches on the ocean floor, but it's not. I'm going to zoom in a bit. I said a bit. These are buildings. You see they're distinct, they're separate. I'll just twirl around here. This was a massive civilization. You might say, well, why is it the Atlantic, we can't see this on the Atlantic? Well, because I think the currents are stronger underneath here, and they remove more of the silt. So you can't see a lot of things. But the Atlantic, it's calm and everything settles over time. So this is the travel tunnel, and to me this looks like someone was waiting for someone at the end of this travel tunnel to pick someone up, and they never left. And why did they never leave? Well, the theory I have is that the earthquakes came so fast, so suddenly, that the crystals were still being used to pilot the ships around. But what happens when the earthquakes get so severe that the crystals are a threat? Well, I think what happens in that case is that there's an automatic safety valve that shuts the crystal off. This, I'm not sure if I'm correct on this. I could be wrong. I think there's a crystal in here. I think it was on top here because the crystal, you can open it up, you get sunlight, and they stationed them all over the place. But this particular crystal, the earthquakes are so severe that it shuts down everything. And when it's shut down, nothing flies away. I'll come back with another one. Thank you.